So welcome to this Mailchimp tutorial on setting up an automated campaign workflow in Mailchimp. The first thing you need to know before you start this process is that you can actually set up a single email automation on the free plan, which means you can send, a birthday message with a discount code, for example, when it's someone's birthday, or you could send a welcome email to somebody once they've actually entered a list and signed up to something on your website. But you can only set up an automated workflow when you go to the standard package here, which is $14.99 a month. So you've got to decide how important it is for you to have this automated workflow as part of your marketing activity. $14.99 a month isn't a huge amount of money, so if it's really going to support you in communicating and taking people through a journey, such as maybe you're offering a 7-day trial of a piece of software that you want people to purchase, then $14.99 a month isn't a bad deal to kind of automate them through this maybe 4 or 5 emails that you're going to send to them over a period of time that's going to encourage them to purchase the product that you're selling. So do have a think about it, because like I say, you can send one automated campaign out, which should be quite handy if you just want to give people a discount code as a one-off, such as their birthday, something like that. But if you do want to do a workflow, then you have to be on the standard version to be able to do that. So let's get to it. The first thing you'll need to do is make sure that you have an audience available that's going to be used to pull people into the automated workflow. So you need to have that audience ready. This will be the audience that when you copy and paste over the sign up form code, for example, or you integrate it through an API with an app, for example, it will pull it straight into this list here. Once you've set up your list, the second thing you want to do is actually create a template. Now, why do I say create a template? Well, if you've already mapped out what your individual emails are going to be, one assumes that you're going to have a template that you're going to be using to drop this information into. So it's important for you, I think, to save you a lot of time and energy, because you can't replicate in a workflow, you can't replicate the previous email like you can in campaigns, is that you actually set up an email template that you can use throughout all the workflow of all the emails that you're going to send. So you just go into campaigns and email templates and you create it as you normally would setting up a campaign. I've got this template here that I designed previously, so this is the one that I'm going to use for this particular example today. So we're now ready to set up an automated campaign. So let's go to automations. All your campaigns will sit under My Journeys. Now when you go to create, it gives you 2 options. For this video, I'm going to look at classic automations. Customer journey is very new and it's a different beast, so that may be a different video in itself. So let's look at classic automations. Mailchimp will give you some options straight away. So first off, we're going to look at creating a single campaign for those of you that just want one, and then I'll look at doing the multiple version. So let's say, for example, that you just want to welcome new subscribers as soon as they enter the email list. You could choose that. You can do things by tags. Have a look at my other video tutorial on tags. Subscriber activity. E-commerce, when you want to follow up on a purchase, for example, maybe 5 days after you've sent it, how are they getting on, will you review us, that kind of thing. Date-based reasons for approaching people could be that, you send them something a day before their appointment just to remind them. Recurring dates on things like memberships and subscriptions, that kind of stuff. And if you're integrating it with an app or another piece of software, then you may look at doing this. But for the purposes of this video, let's just say that we're just going to welcome new subscribers. It's a single welcome email and it's going to this Marketing Minds Academy list. You will have a number of audiences under there that will come up if you have a number of audiences in your account. We just have the one, so I'm going to begin. Now, you don't need, if you're doing a single one, the template, but it just makes life a lot easier if you have one. And we've got this set up to go out immediately after they join it. Now, we can edit that delay to either 1 hour, 6 hours, or 1 day after they've subscribed to the list. It's up to you. What you do need to do regardless is go into this and click on trigger when you import subscribed contacts. This means that if you manually update information in the list, in the audience, or you actually pull it through from another piece of software through the API, it will go into the trigger system. If you don't tick this box, it won't. The people that will go into this workflow will be the people that directly sign up through your form on your website or wherever it is. So make sure, double check that you tick that, because if you don't and you wonder why people aren't receiving your emails, it's probably because you've not ticked that box. Your email address, you could have a different subject information in here if you want to. And then you go to your content as you normally would when you're creating a campaign. So I'm just going to choose that save template, and basically I've got the information in there already. For example, you might want to do that, but you really are just using the template to give you a head start. You would amend this and alter things as you would a normal campaign, and once you're happy with it, you can preview and test it as you normally would, just to make sure that all the links work, and then you can basically save and continue. Okay, so that's what you can do there, and then when you're ready and you're happy with it, you just start sending. It's as simple as that. That will then go into a triggered action list, and then it will sit under My Journeys, and it will just automatically send to people, and it reports as it normally does under campaigns. Now what I do just want to show you very quickly, if you go back into your content and your design, is what you'll find that isn't normally there under campaign is just some extra options for you under here. So you can do product recommended and pull in products, promo codes, things like that. So it could be that you want to kind of pull in a product here that you want to push, then you can do that. You can look at connecting things to your store, but again, just have a play with that. It's not for this tutorial. So it does give you a few more options that you normally wouldn't have. So that's to send just a very simple, basic, automated one email campaign. Okay, and you can just start sending it. And when you even click that and it sits in your My Journeys, you can pause them and edit them at any time and change them how you would normally do. So if I go to automations and My Journeys, it's sat there ready to go. What we can also do is send up a multiple automated campaigns. So I'm going to use a 7-day trial as an example for this tutorial today. Go to Classic Automations again. What I usually do is click on Custom because it puts everything in a nice workflow. And I'm just going to call it a 7-day trial. It's going to go to the Marketing Minds Academy audience, and I'm going to get that running. And as you will see here, it starts to list the campaigns as you go down. So I've got my first email here, then I can add another under there, and it just starts to list them in one neat space. What you want to do first is go into edit settings just to make sure you're happy with everything. So all the details are fine. You can check your tracking information, anything that you want to track. I just tend to keep it simple. So we're happy with them, or you can update the settings if you've made some amends. And then what you want to do is start on your first welcome email. Now it shows you here what's already set. So it says 1 day after subscribers are manually added to workflow. Well, what happens if they're being pulled in directly from an app or they're being pulled in from your website? Well, what will happen is they won't receive this email. They'll only be receiving it if you manually add them. So we need to change this straight off. So we need to change this trigger. Okay, and if you go to Audience Management, let's go here, Sign Up. If you click on that one and then click Trigger, again, this will include everybody. So just make sure that you do that. And then we're going to send it out immediately as we've done with the previous email campaign. And I'm just going to update that. So now what's going to happen with this welcome email is that they're going to get it straight away, regardless of how they've actually input their details into the audience. It's going to be activated every day, 24/7. So it doesn't matter when they sign up or get added to the audience list, they'll get this straight away. And I haven't filtered it by segment or tag, and I don't tend to use post send actions. So if we just keep it simple for the purposes of this video, just so we don't confuse everybody, this is how you would set up your first email. And then you'd go in like you normally would, like previous, and just start to work through that process. You give it a name internally, so that could be email 1, and it could be, welcome on board, and then some preview text there. And then I like to put in, the company as well when you're doing this, and then just click on next. And then you'd select your template. This is where the template comes in really handy. And then you would amend the content for that welcome on board. Change the image, change the header, change the content in here. We've got the 7-day trial, so that's working for us. Just change the information there. As soon as you're happy with that, like I say, you've got extra elements here, just save and continue. And then you would add your other email here. So again, when do you want this one to go? Well, let's just say that's going to go 4 days after they've signed up to the newsletter. So they're halfway through their trial at this point. Just go to design email and again, go through that process, give it a title internally and then do something here, how are you getting on, for example, and then some extra kind of your preview text in there. And then your details in there and next. And again, you'd take that template out. You'd make sure that the content in the template is nurturing them along. How you're getting on. Can we help you? Don't forget you can do this. You may even change this to, kind of like 3, because that's how many days you've got left. Whatever you want to do, you would change the content to reflect their journey. So they're 4 days into trialing the software. What do you want to say to them? Make sure you've got clear actions. And then again, you'd save and continue. And then you'd do your third one. So again, this is the point now where they've reached their 7-day limit. So this is going to go out on that 7th day. And you're now going to be saying it's your last day. Do you want to sign up? This is all the stuff that you're going to be missing if you don't. And just encourage them to sign up to it. So again, it gives it a nice workflow. You don't have to do anything. Final day, don't miss out, whatever it's going to be. Obviously your preview text in here. And just make sure that, you're giving it a final chance to kind of get them involved in the conversation and get them to sign up. So it's a really great way to kind of keep them in that workflow. You don't have to do anything. You've set it all up. You've got no days left. What are you going to do now kind of thing. So that's where we're going to leave it in terms of the tutorial. What you can do as well is, maybe send something 9 days after, your trial's ended, how are you getting on? You might encourage them with a discount code, whatever it is you want to do. Just think about the reason for your workflow, the reason why you're emailing people, and just those touch points and the messages that you're putting in there. They have to be relevant to them, not too spammy. Don't send things too often. Just think about engaging your audience but not overwhelming them with lots of information from you. And if they've signed up to receive marketing material, what you can do then is move the individuals into maybe a monthly newsletter or something like that, into a different list in Mailchimp. So once we're happy with it, we can then go to next. Now you can send yourself previews of all of your emails just to make sure that they're working for you. So you can send a test email, send all 3 or specific ones, send them to your email address, and then just test the links, make sure you're happy with it, check the words, everything else that you'd normally do. And then you can start sending, which means that once you click on that, it is ready to go. So if I click on start sending, we're going to start this workflow, and then what you would do there is you would give the API details to your developers or give them access to your account, or you would then pull in that sign up form for the list. So you go to your audience, you go to manage audience sign up forms, and then you would create a sign up form here. So it could be a pop-up, embedded form builder. Have a look at another tutorial that I have on the channel for forms, and then you'd copy and paste that code over. Then you might want to try it yourself, sign up to it and make sure that you're going through that process and you're happy with it. It does report back as it normally does, and like I say, if you go to automations and my journeys, it sits under there. It tells you what's going on up here, so the actions and things that are happening here. If you've got your single email campaign, so this hasn't been activated, it's still in draft, but we could activate that and start to collect subscribers, opens and clicks through that. So the back end of that is very similar to a normal campaign. So that shows you quite easily how to set up 2 really. One is just a general single email campaign that goes out to somebody with a call to action, or multiples in a workflow. But map that out first and make sure that it's the right way to market your business, just so you're not spamming people, and make sure that you've got the right messaging on the sign up form to make people aware that you're taking them kind of on a journey and they accept marketing information from you. The big GDPR issue in Europe, so we have to kind of put a disclaimer on our kind of sign up forms and things like that nowadays to say that by entering your details details, you know, and you are signing up to receive marketing communication from, you know, the Marketing Minds Academy, for example. So just make sure you keep yourself legal. So set up your audience first, set up a template if you're going to do multiples, go into automated and click on classic. Go through that process. Make sure you're checking that box that's really important that says that no matter what, you know, whatever route they come in, they actually, you know, get the email as soon as it's triggered. And that's how you would set up an automated campaign. I'm always open to any questions and things. I'll monitor my account for a week on the channel. So if you do have any questions and you know it's within a week of the post going up, do pop them in the comments and I'll get back to you if I can help you with anything there. And as you can see here, if you go into your campaigns, they're listed under here anyway in terms of any campaign, whether it's automated or not. You can view them by different things nowadays. So if you just want to look at your automated campaigns, you can do. If you want to look at any landing pages you've set up, it could be you just want to see everything that's going on in your account. I hope you found that really useful. Do subscribe to the channel. Do let me know what other things that you want to learn and I'll kind of put some time aside and get them created for you. And look after yourselves. Thank you very much.